So I'd like to give a very brief overview of our program that's based in Seattle. So we are a multi-institutional program. There's 3 of the institutions that are in Seattle and 2 elsewhere. And we're looking at 3 different diseases, and we're looking at performing immunological and bioinformatic analyses of clinical samples, and to elucidate the mechanisms of the underlying immune protection that's happening, to generate and disseminate results that will inform 2 things: of the design of vaccines and therapies for people who are at risk of these diseases, which are very large populations, but also to generate, which is the goal of HIPC, immunological understanding that's applicable to multiple diseases. We have 3 projects, and one is focused on vaccination with live attenuated parasites, in case malaria, but also infections by these diseases. Project 2 is on persistent viruses, HIV, and testing multiple vaccine platforms and novel adjuvants, and then looking at the consequences of exposure in the field. Project 3 is respiratory virus, where there is responses to infection in an infection cohort, which leads to acute disease, but importantly, chronic disease. One of the features that we have is we have what we call a technical core, although it's geographically distributed, where there's deep analysis, technical analysis, as well as computational analysis. And I would point out, just to add one point, to point that Polly made that vaccines are probes of the immune system. We would say infections are also probes of the immune system, very valuable, in some cases more complex. So here's our overall approach or strategy. We are analyzing what's happening in baseline. A lot of things contribute. What are the baseline, contributes to baseline immune status of people who have been pre-exposed or naive, in some cases pre-exposed to infections or vaccinations. Then we're looking at the responses to either vaccination or antigen or a pathogen exposure, and either having a natural or a human challenge, in the case of malaria, for example. And then we're performing a comprehensive analysis, much of which you've seen the types of analysis that are happening through over the course of the period of vaccination, looking at the immune responses in a lot of detail, looking at repertoires, for example, of the various antigen receptors, and importantly, the specificity of those receptors, getting insight into the function and how these ultimately contribute to the control or lack of control of diseases. And then we're relating the data that we're getting to the outcomes that either lead to durable control, protective immunity, or persistent infection or chronic disease. And then integrating those data, we're gaining insights into the immune correlates and the mechanistic analysis that will help understand immune responses, how they contribute to a wide variety of diseases, or a further understanding of the immune system and how it can be perturbed to advantage or not. There will be 3 presentations following me, one by Suzanne McDermott, who's about to step up here, talking about malaria infection, Evan Newell, and then Troy Torgerson. The 2 posters have been presented, put up, which are listed here and in your program, and the 2 flash talks. And these are the people who are participating in the program overall.